Imagine for a moment a world where the United States and China, two global superpowers, find themselves in a state of war. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? The idea of such titanic forces clashing on the world stage is enough to send shivers down the spine of the most hardened realist. But how would such a conflict unfold? How might the outcome be determined? We cannot predict the future, but we can examine the present and use it as a mirror to reflect potential outcomes. The cornerstone of any conflict, particularly on a global scale, is military capability. It's the tangible representation of a nation's power, its ability to defend its interests and assert its influence. It's about more than just numbers. It's about technology, strategy, logistics, and a host of other factors that can tip the scales in favor of one side or another. In any war scenario, understanding these capabilities is crucial. It's like knowing the rules of a game before playing it. You wouldn't play chess without knowing how the pieces move, would you? Similarly, we can't discuss a hypothetical conflict without first understanding the military might of the nations involved. The United States and China, as we know, are no ordinary nations. They are superpowers, each with its unique strengths and weaknesses. The US, with its technologically advanced military and global reach, and China, with its massive population and rapidly modernizing forces, each present formidable challenges to any potential adversary. But military capabilities are not static. They evolve, grow, and adapt, shaped by the political, economic, and social currents of the times. They are a reflection of a nation's priorities, its fears, and its aspirations. In the context of a possible US-China conflict, understanding these dynamics is key to making sense of the potential outcomes. In the following scenes, we probe this hypothetical scenario by comparing the military might of these two nations. Through this lens, we'll explore the factors that could shape the outcome of this potential conflict, and what it could mean for the world as we know it. Scene script. First, we turn our attention to the military capabilities of the United States. Holding the status of a military superpower, the United States boasts a formidable and diverse range of capabilities. One of the key strengths of the US military lies in its naval power. With a vast fleet that includes aircraft carriers, submarines, and destroyer ships, the US Navy stands as the largest and most powerful in the world, ensuring a commanding presence on global waters. Next, we have the US Air Force, an equally impressive force in its own right. With state-of-the-art fighter jets, bombers, and an array of unmanned aerial vehicles, the US Air Force possesses unparalleled capabilities, not just in terms of numbers, but also in terms of technological sophistication and operational prowess. The United States also has a significant edge in the realm of nuclear capabilities. With an arsenal of thousands of nuclear warheads, it possesses one of the largest stockpiles in the world. This nuclear capability not only adds to the country's defensive strength, but also serves as a deterrent to potential adversaries. When it comes to technological advancements, the US military is at the forefront. From advanced communication systems and precision-guided munitions to cutting-edge stealth technology and cyber warfare capabilities, the US military consistently pushes the boundaries of what's possible in modern warfare. The size of the US military is another key factor. With over 1 million active duty personnel and an additional 800,000 in reserve, the United States has one of the largest military forces globally. This is further supported by a defense budget that surpasses the next 7 largest military budgets combined, allowing for extensive training, development, and equipment maintenance. In conclusion, the military capabilities of the United States are vast and diverse, covering land, sea, air, and cyberspace. From its impressive naval fleet and air force to its nuclear capabilities and technological advancements, the United States has established itself as a military force of unmatched scale and sophistication. The United States, with its advanced technology and powerful forces, is indeed a formidable opponent. Now, let's pivot to the east and examine China's military prowess. China's People's Liberation Army is the largest military force in the world, with an active duty force of approximately 2 million personnel. This massive army is backed by a defense budget that is second only to the United States, with an estimated total of $200 billion spent annually on defense. This significant investment allows China to continuously modernize its forces and develop new technologies. But the strength of China's military isn't only in its size, it also boasts an impressive naval force. The Chinese Navy, which includes submarines, destroyers, and an aircraft carrier, is a formidable presence in the Pacific Ocean. It's also worth noting that China has the largest number of submarines in Asia, further enhancing its naval capabilities. Adding to China's military might is its nuclear arsenal. The country is one of the world's 9 nuclear powers, with an estimated arsenal of 300 warheads. This capability provides China with a significant deterrence factor that cannot be overlooked. But what's really driving China's military growth is its focus on technology. The country has been investing heavily in areas such as cyber warfare, artificial intelligence, and space warfare. In fact, China is considered a global leader in several of these areas. Its advances in drone technology, for example, have raised eyebrows around the world. China's military is also focusing on the development of hypersonic missiles, a technology that could potentially change the face of warfare. These missiles, which travel at speeds greater than 5 times the speed of sound, are capable of evading existing missile defense systems, adding a new level of complexity to any potential conflict. In conclusion, China's military strengths are not just in its sheer numbers. Its naval capabilities, nuclear arsenal, and advancements in technology make it a formidable adversary. The country's significant investments in defense and technology are reshaping its military and enhancing its capabilities on the global stage. China, with its sheer numbers and rapidly advancing technology, is a force to be reckoned with. Scene script. Having laid out the military capabilities of both nations, it's time to draw some comparisons. At first glance, the United States and China appear to be two titans of military strength. However, a closer inspection reveals a nuanced picture. The United States, with its long history of military prowess, boasts some of the most advanced technology on the planet. Its stealth fighters, aircraft carriers, and precision-guided munitions are second to none. China, on the other hand, has been making strides in military modernization. Its focus on developing asymmetric capabilities, such as anti-ship ballistic missiles and cyber warfare, could potentially offset the United States' conventional superiority. Furthermore, China's sheer numerical advantage cannot be overlooked. In a conventional war scenario, these factors could significantly influence the outcome. Now let's consider the geographical aspect. The vast Pacific Ocean separates these two nations. This means that any conflict would likely be naval and air-based. The United States Navy is unrivaled in its global reach and power projection capabilities. However, China's naval capabilities have been improving, and it has the home field advantage in any conflict in the Western Pacific. The cyber domain is another critical battleground. Both nations have significant capabilities in this realm. However, the United States' reliance on digital systems for both civilian and military infrastructure could make it vulnerable to Chinese cyber attacks. The nuclear capabilities of both nations also warrant discussion. While the United States has a more extensive nuclear arsenal, China's no-first-use policy and increasing nuclear capabilities could deter the United States from using nuclear weapons first. Finally, let's not forget the human factor. Wars are not won by machines alone. Both nations have highly trained and motivated military personnel. However, the United States' experience in recent conflicts may provide it with a slight edge in this regard. This comparison paints a vivid picture of what a conflict between these two superpowers might look like. As we wrap up this thought experiment, let's ponder the implications of such a conflict. A clash of titans like the United States and China would undoubtedly send shockwaves around the globe, with far-reaching effects on international relations and economies. The global impact of a possible war between these two superpowers would be enormous. The world economy, so intricately linked, would face unprecedented challenges. Both nations are significant players in global trade, and a conflict could disrupt supply chains, causing price hikes and shortages of goods worldwide. Economies already grappling with issues could face even more severe difficulties. And let's not forget about international relations. A conflict of this magnitude could potentially redraw the geopolitical map. Allies might be forced to choose sides, leading to a polarized world. Unstable regions could become even more volatile as the balance of power shifts and vacuums are created. New alliances might form and old ones could crumble under the weight of such a conflict. The global community, which has worked so hard to build bridges of cooperation, could see those bridges threatened or even destroyed, but it's crucial to remember that this is a hypothetical scenario. We discuss it not to stoke fear, but to underline the importance of peace, diplomacy, and understanding. The cost of conflict is high, not just in terms of lives lost, but also in the damage done to our shared global community. While military might is a reality of our world, the power of peace is immeasurable. It is the hope of humanity that we continue to choose dialogue over destruction, cooperation over conflict, and understanding over uncertainty. In the face of hypothetical conflicts, let's remember the real battles we should be fighting are those against poverty, inequality, and injustice. These are the wars worth waging, and these are the battles we can all be a part of. In a world where superpowers collide, it is the hope of humanity that diplomacy and understanding prevail over conflict and war.